Hi everyone, welcome to Mr. IELTS MJ. This channel will help you to success in IELTS speaking. Whether you're aiming for a high band score or just looking to boost your confidence, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to talk about the most common ways to start your answer in IELTS speaking test. So, please watch this video till the end. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe and please hit the bell icon so you will not miss out any valuable videos. Let's start this lesson. As you know, the IELTS speaking test has 3 sections where you will get different types of questions. So how you start the answer is very important to achieve your dream scores in this test, because it shows your rich vocabulary and how fluent you are. So you need to understand the different types of questions that you can get in the exam. So let's see what types of questions that you can get in this exam. Preference questions, opinion questions, past experience questions, hypothetical questions. Now we can see the preference questions and the ways that you can start the answers to get more marks in the IELTS speaking test. Do you prefer living in a city or the countryside? Do you like reading books or watching movies in your free time? Do you prefer tea or coffee? Do you enjoy working alone or in a team? Would you rather go out with friends or stay at home? Before we are moving to the answers, I would like to give you a few seconds to think about the answers. Okay, let's see the answers to the above questions. First question answer. I prefer living in a city because of the convenience and job opportunities. Everything is easily accessible from restaurants to hospitals. However, I do enjoy visiting the countryside for relaxation. Second question answer. I prefer watching movies because they are more engaging and visually entertaining. However, books help improve imagination and vocabulary, so I try to read occasionally. Third question answer. I prefer coffee because it keeps me energized throughout the day. That said, I enjoy tea in the evening when I want to relax. Fourth question answer. I enjoy working in a team because it encourages idea sharing and makes tasks more efficient. However, working alone is great for focus when needed. Fifth question answer. I'd rather go out with friends because I love socializing. But sometimes staying at home is nice when I need to rest and recharge. Okay, now you have learnt how to give the answers to preference questions. By using these starting ways, you can start your answers confidently and complete the answer. Then you really no need to worry about anything, because you know that you gave the answer confidently. So please take notes of these starting ways of answers, then you can practice. Let's move to the opinion questions in the IELTS speaking test. The questions are: do you think money brings happiness? Should children be allowed to use mobile phones at an early age? Is it better to work for a big company or a small business? Do you think celebrities are good role models for young people? Should the government spend more money on space exploration or solving problems on Earth? Okay, now we can learn how we can give the good answers to above questions in the exam. Let's see the answers. First question answer. I believe money can bring comfort and security, but it doesn't guarantee happiness. Having enough to meet basic needs is important, but strong relationships and good health matter more in the long run. Second question answer. In my opinion, children should have limited access to mobile phones. While they can be useful for learning and communication, excessive screen time can harm their social skills and health. Third question answer. I think both have advantages, but I prefer big companies because they offer more stability and career growth. However, small businesses can provide a more flexible and friendly work environment. Fourth question answer. It depends on the celebrity. Some set great examples by promoting education and charity, but others engage in negative behavior, which can influence young people in the wrong way. Fifth question answer. I believe solving problems on Earth should be the priority, as issues like poverty and climate change affect people directly. However, space exploration is also important for scientific progress. Now we will move to the next question type, which is past experience questions. Okay, let's see the questions under this type of question. Have you ever learned a new skill outside of school or work? Can you describe a time when you got lost in an unfamiliar place? Did you enjoy your first job? Why or why not? Have you ever met someone famous? When was the last time you tried a new type of food? Please take a few seconds to think about what would be your answers to these questions. I will give you a few seconds to think about. But please remember, in actual exam you will not get any minutes to think about. Only you will get 1 minute in cue card question, which is second part of the exam. Okay, let's see the answers for above questions. First question answer. Absolutely. A few years ago, I decided to learn photography as a hobby. I watched online tutorials and practiced taking pictures in my free time. Over time, I improved, and now I enjoy capturing beautiful moments whenever I travel. Second question answer. Yes, I clearly remember getting lost in a new city while traveling. I was exploring a market when I suddenly realized I had no idea how to get back to my hotel. At first, I panicked. But then I used Google Maps and asked a local for directions. In the end, it turned into a fun adventure. Third question answer. To be honest, my first job was a mix of excitement and challenges. I worked as a customer service assistant, and while it helped me develop communication skills, it was also quite stressful at times. Looking back, I'm grateful for the experience because it taught me valuable lessons about patience and professionalism. Fourth question answer. Yes, once I had the chance to meet a well-known author at a book signing event. I was thrilled because I admire his work. We had a brief conversation and he even signed my book with a personal message. It was an unforgettable moment. Fifth question answer. Just recently, I tried Japanese sushi for the first time and it was an interesting experience. At first, I was unsure about the raw fish, but after a few bites, I started enjoying the flavors. Now, I'd love to try more Japanese cuisine. After all these question and answers, I would like to give you a few tips and tricks before we are moving to the last question types. Practice speaking regularly. Tip: practice speaking English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Try talking to friends, recording yourself, or speaking in front of a mirror. Trick: use a timer to simulate exam conditions. Practice speaking for 1-2 minutes on random topics, like the cue card in part 2. This helps you stay on track and organized during your actual test. Avoid long pauses. Tip: if you don't know how to answer a question right away, don't panic. Take a second to think, but avoid long silences. Use fillers like "that's an interesting question" or "let me think for a moment" to give yourself time. Trick: if you get stuck, talk around the question. For example, if you don't know about a specific topic, explain related experiences or ideas. This shows fluency and prevents awkward pauses. Use a range of vocabulary. Tip: don't stick to basic words. Use a range of vocabulary. This will help your fluency and lexical resource scores. Trick: instead of saying good or bad, use words like fantastic, incredible, or challenging and explain why. The variety will impress the examiner. Be specific with examples. Tip: give clear examples to support your answers. Personal experiences work great for part 1, while for part 3, general examples or societal trends work well. Trick: in part 2, the cue card, try to answer all parts of the question, including details like when, where, how, and why. This gives you more content to speak about. Stay calm and positive. Tip: the more relaxed you are, the better you'll perform. If you're nervous, take a deep breath and speak confidently. Trick: think of the speaking test as a conversation rather than a test. Engage with the examiner as if they're a friend asking questions about your opinions and experiences. Okay, now, I want to take you all to the last question type in IELTS speaking exam, which is hypothetical questions. Let's see the final question sets in this video. If you could change one thing about the education system in your country, what would it be? Imagine you won a large sum of money in a lottery. How would you spend it? If you could instantly master any skill, what skill would you choose and why? If you were given the opportunity to travel to space, would you go? Why or why not? If you could change the way people communicate, what changes would you make? Let's see the answers for above questions with better starting ways. Your first question answer: I would reduce the reliance on standardized tests and focus more on creative and practical learning, allowing students to apply what they've learned in real-world situations. Second question answer: I would first invest some of the money for the future, then donate a portion to charity, and finally use some of it to travel and experience new cultures. Third question answer: I would choose to master a foreign language such as Mandarin because it would help me connect with more people and open up more opportunities both personally and professionally. Fourth question answer: yes, I would go. The idea of seeing Earth from space and experiencing weightlessness is fascinating, and it's an opportunity I may never get again. Fifth question answer: I would encourage more face-to-face communication to improve understanding and empathy, as digital communication often lacks the personal touch needed for strong relationships. Okay, finally, I would like to thank each and everyone who watched my video so far, and also I hope you found these tips and insights helpful in preparing for your IELTS speaking test. Remember, practice is key, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Stay confident, keep improving, and don't forget to believe in yourself. Good luck with your studies, and I'll see you in the next video.